Here we go again. It's another Friday night. Thank you for joining me again. It is your boy, hashtag Discord Dan. Well, at the B League says, still no music, shitty production value. Thank you, Jeff. 5 years, no music, not a welcome intro, not a banner. Not even a banner. I still got the gambit up. We got to fix that. Where is this? No, you're going to stay with going for 2 live? Am I going for 2 live? No, I'm not the war room. We're going for 2 live. That's what we are. That's who we are. Welcome to the B League Pick'ems. Pick'ems. Doesn't matter what it is. It's your boy at the B League says, hashtag let's ride. Let's get into it. Welcome to week 5 of the NFL season with some underdog props, higher and lower. Once again, if you're having a shot every time I say over and under because I screw up, it's a scary game to play because it's good for at least 3 or 4 mess-ups at least. If it is your first time joining the show, again, brought to you by Going for 2 Live, Discord chat at Going for 2, goingfor2.com, whatever it may be, one of those two. Find us on YouTube, subscribe, hit the alert button, find out when the show hits every 8:30 Friday night. Every Friday night, 8:30, doesn't matter which way it's said. I don't really care. The message still stays the same. Basically, it's an underdog fantasy show based on the props, higher and lower. And we're trying to find some good values based on that because they are our sponsor, Jeff. Sponsor us, our sponsor, Underdog. GF2, 100% matching deposit up to $100. $200 to play with if you want to throw it down. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun looking at a few different games that I like to find, try to find an edge on maybe one game per morning, per afternoon, and in the primetime games between Sunday and Monday. So, as always, I like to find the higher total games as they are at the start of the week to see what Vegas is thinking. And I tend to go from there, which is about obvious, right? Because that's what we're doing with our very basic form of betting. It's kind of easy to go with that, I would think. It's a decent way to go about it. So essentially what we're looking at this week, first game of the week, there were a few games that I looked at that had some decent implied totals that I thought. Obviously, Atlanta, Tampa, 47.5. That's how it opened. I don't know how that is with Kyle Pitts. I'm sure it's sunk a little bit, although he's not really moving the needle anymore, is he? Pittsburgh, Buffalo somehow is at 46. I don't know how. Miami, New Jersey. Well, they are Jersey. Whatever. The Jets, they were at 46 as well at the start of the week. Chargers, Cleveland, 47.5, which is kind of interesting. Seattle, New Orleans, 46. I went in this morning game, I went and had a look at Atlanta and Tampa. There were a few good higher and lower over-under bets in that one that I kind of was intrigued in, which I'm sure I'm going to double-check now because it's interesting. I've went through this, obviously, yesterday, went through those bets, and then having a look today. Marcus Mariota yesterday for passing yards was at 200.5. That was his higher lower. I want to see what that's sunk to with the news of Kyle Pitts being ruled out today. That would be interesting. Oh, it's come down 5 yards. He's still going to suck. All right. Marcus Mariota is going lower than 200.5 passing yards tomorrow against the Bucs. Bucs defense is just ridiculous. They're still fantastic against the rush. Maybe they struggle a bit without Sue, no Akeem Hicks now, no JPP, obviously in Baltimore. They've lost some pieces in that regard, but they're still pretty damn good. Mariota struggled to hit his quota this year. He's twice hit the over or higher. Over it is. Take a shot. You know what to do. But that was against New Orleans and Seattle. Bucs allowing only 234 a game, but we're talking about Dak, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, much better players than Marcus Mariota, who are going over that 235 as it would be. I think it's going to be a very rough weekend for him. I mean, we could say that Kyle Pitts may or may not have moved the needle because he's been a bit of a non-factor really this year. It's not been going well for the second-year tight end. It is what it is. Hey, Yeti, there it is. There's my boy. There's my best friend. He's a real bad bitch. There he is, Yeti. How you going, my man? Welcome this Friday. You're good. Bit of Saweetie in there. How about that? Then getting after it. Don't tell anyone I did that. Pick number 2 in that morning game that I'd had a look at. Mike Evans higher than 74.5 receiving yards. I find that one was a bit of an easy one. Obviously, Julio Jones is, a PCL away from being a PCL injury again. Russell Gage is still in and out with that hamstring issue. Chris Godwin, poor guy, he takes a hit and he just drops, doesn't he? Mike Evans' career average versus Atlanta is a nice 82 yards per game. It's only even more impressive when you see that stretched out over 15 games in his career. It's kind of incredible. But he has had help from guys like Jameis Winston, and now you're looking at Tom Brady or Ryan Fitzpatrick, whatever it may be. He's had some pretty good slingers in there helping him get those yards up. But look, with the injury issues around most of the Bucs receivers, I think he's most likely to produce. He's the most reliable to produce. It's not really going through Leonard Fournette as much as what we think. It's going to be the Mike Evans show. 74.5 against Atlanta. They're getting hit by a few people. I really like this for Mike Evans this week. He's going to have a big week. I kind of feel like this is an obvious one too, but you wouldn't think so because Atlanta, they've been sticking around. It's not like they've been getting smashed. I think it's only 5 points. They could be 4-0, but they've had 2 games where it's been decided by 5 or so points total. So they lost by 1 and lost by 4. So they could be a 4-0 team. It could also be an 0-4 team. Either way. But we're talking about Tom Brady, higher than 273.5 passing yards. It's not happening on the ground. For them to get where they want to be, he's going to go through the air. He struggled the first couple of weeks, but, that came from a lack of cohesion. His line being completely different. 0 receivers. What he had? Brashard Perryman, Scotty Miller one week. That's what he's doing. Look, he's averaging around 45 pass attempts last 2 weeks. Yards are only going up. I could see this holding over this week. So Brady higher than 273.5. I feel like that's an easy one. Industry prop note. Mooney has been bet down from 65 to 47 yards. I'm ready to buy this week. He could have done 65 anyway. Look, he was at 60. He was at 60 with the Giants last week. So when I saw him at 60 with the Giants, and the Giants have been giving up, the relatively big play. I think it was the week before. It was CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown. You look at the week before that, it was, I want to say DJ Moore when we played Carolina, the Giants. I feel like he had a decent chunk yard or 2. Mooney was okay to go off. So to see his numbers go down, considering he did pop off a little bit last week, it's kind of interesting. Hi, Kyle. I do a bad Canadian accent, but I wouldn't insult you, right? We wouldn't do that to each other, would we? Because we're friends, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Welcome to Friday's show, Kyle. It's good to have you in the chat group. Again, if you guys are watching, once again, go to YouTube. His Twitter, Periscope garbage. Oh, we got to do his Periscope. Bullshit. No. Yourself to YouTube, get to Twitch. I'm the Twitch King. We're all about it. Get the Twitch King going. You can get your comments in there, all that sort of stuff. So they were the 3 I looked at from the morning game. Mariota lower than 200.5. It's down to 195 now. I'm still running with that. Mike Evans higher than 74.5 rec yards. Tom Brady higher than 273.5 passing yards. Feel pretty comfortable with those. 2 alternate game picks I looked at. I kind of feel like Tyler Lockett's a bit of a lock at New Orleans. Higher than 5 receptions. That's what I'm going with. Tyler Lockett higher than 5 receptions against New Orleans. Averages 8 the last 3 weeks. Also averaging 91 yards a game too. So if you want to hit the higher than 63.5, you should feel comfortable doing so. New Orleans, they've taken a bit of a hit on defense. They haven't really shown out as much as what they used to. They look like they've slowed down a little bit. So they're still the same decent players. It's just maybe they've been unlucky. Maybe they've been here or there, whatever it may be. I just, I'm really not finding a reason to stay away from a result like that. One of my favorite picks this week, and I think if anybody knows anything about me, and I like to think you guys do, there's one player in particular that I just think is just garbage, and that's Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram lower than 27.5 receiving yards. Hashtag never Ingram. Ever. They're at Houston, and I know this game could blow up. Don't care. The guy can't catch for his life. He's terrible. If Jamal Agnew, a converted cornerback, is getting you getting ahead of you, it's just not your career. Take up bowling. Anything else? Did the higher or lower hit on the music? Well, I went on higher and then I sung you a Saweetie song. There you go. You missed that. If anyone missed, your boy popped out some Saweetie. I think I'm saying that correct. Either way. So you got a song and a dance. That's what we're here for. No. You don't want to be in the Commonwealth as much as we do, mate. I don't think bragging about being a Commonwealth country I don't think we should be doing it. Shit, even Fiji got their independence, right? So you want to be in a Commonwealth Kyle? That's your new nickname. Hashtag Commonwealth Kyle. There we go. I like it. Commonwealth Kyle with Discord Dan. Let's ride. You did. You got one. You got a little Discord dance. Discord Dan dance. You got one. That's okay. I'm 11 minutes in, mate. I've got another 19 to go at maximum, so we're doing all right. So those are the morning picks that I like. I kind of liked them for what it was. The afternoon games are a bit of a stinker. There was only really one game that appealed to me. Obviously, you can find an edge. You can find an edge with San Fran, Carolina. Carolina are just kind of letting everyone throw all over them. They're kind of there, but, if you trust Garoppolo, Deebo Samuel's going to have some luck in there too. Obviously, Dallas and the Rams are kind of, I ain't touching that one. That's going to be a mess. You thought Thursday night's game was a stinker. Dallas and the Rams is going to be atrocious. It's all well and good to say, like the Rams defense, the Cowboys defense been killing people. Yeah, they killed Carson Wentz and Daniel Jones. What do you want, a fucking medal? Like, yes, you got bad. Like, now you got like Matt Stafford, all well and good. Cooper Rush is going to have Aaron Donald running at him. There's a big difference between Dexter Lawrence and like Deron Payne and then Aaron Donald. Well, okay, yeah, the guy's thrown for like 230. Let's fucking clap him. Golf clap him. Yeah, very good. Aaron Donald's going to kill him. Oh, Dallas is going to go. They're 3-1. They're going to absolutely destroy the Rams. They don't like the Rams. They're giving them like a -3. Who gives a shit? They're going to get hammered. He's running for his life. Enough of that. Philly at Arizona is the game I like. Was at 49 at the start of the week. 3 picks I like. Base picks you're looking at. Dallas got it higher than 44.5 rec yards. I love this because sunrise, sunset, the Cardinals can't stop a tight end for their life. They're terrible. Look, I'm a bit more concerned about the volume. So like, the 4 receptions could be tight, but the yards are going to be there. Chunk play every year. He's going to just chunk. Just call him Chunk King. He's going to be the Chunk King this week. Dallas got it. He's just going to go every reception like 40 yards. You're going to kill him. 45 yards, maybe not 40, but whatever, 4 for 60. Like, that's a minimum, right? 15 yards a pop. My God. Like, Arizona aren't going to stop him. They're garbage. They can't stop anything. They're just bad. It's the fun thing to do. All the cool kids are piling on the Cards or the Broncos. But Cardinals are terrible at times. They were terrible last year too. Can't address it. I don't think old boy Zach Ertz is going to have as much fun returning to the link. I'm going lower than 42.5 rec yards on his return. It'd be nice for him. I'm going to come back and play my little heart out. Play my heart out at Philadelphia. The only city where Cheese Whiz is a gourmet meal. And another one. Not about it. Eagles have been incredible this year. They've given up a total of 4 receptions an average to the tight end. You need a chunk play to get over. I don't see it happening. He's been okay for yards. He's kind of hit over on that 42.5 each week. But, again, you're playing softer teams than the Eagles. They're just they're rolling at the moment. They're a well-oiled machine. It's going to take a little bit more than Zach Ertz going for 50 yards to stop this team, I think. So Zach Ertz, lower than 42.5 receiving yards. I also, in that regard, how do you trust Greg Dortch? How do you trust Rondale Moore? No AJ Green. What are you going to get? Like a massive 50-yard breakaway receiving from James Conner, Benjamin, 3 for 4. Like, for Kyler Murray to get the 253.5, I understand they're going to be chasing Philly and that helps, but didn't help Jacksonville last week. Jacksonville were the on-form team, right? And I know Kyler Murray's a little bit different, a little bit better than what Trevor Lawrence is just. But if you said to me, Kyler Murray's going to go over his combined projected total of 284, I'd say, okay, yeah, he might be rushing for his life. But his rushing yards haven't really been as aggressive as what you think. 26 yards, 8 yards, and 28 yards. Not really he had that one play where he rushed it in. He ran 85 yards, but he only really gained 20. So it's not really something where I'm looking at Kyler Murray going, oh, yeah, this is going to happen. Philadelphia, they've given up an average of 12 receptions to receivers a game, 139 yards total. That's incredible. Do you know what's also incredible? The Giants let James Bradbury walk and he went there. Dave Gettleman, you prick. Yeah, no, I do too. I think the run game in terms of Brady, I love Leonard Fournette. I think everyone's grown fond of Lombardi Lenny, right? I think everyone wants to see him do well. Obviously, what happened in Jacksonville the last couple of years, Fournette's PR team's done wonders, but it's just not really breaking his way at the moment. Obviously, a bit of a committee there, and not much, but it wasn't like they were rotating in Ronald Jones a lot last year, and it's just not working in. Why, Kyle? Please elaborate. Jamie, welcome. No Browns this week. Nothing on the Browns, mate. You only get one shot, right? Mum's spaghetti, one shot. You missed it last week. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes. Yes, very much so. Yes. 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 This is what's going to happen. Cooper Kupp's going to have 20 targets, right? And of those 20 targets, it's going to be because Matt Stafford got rid of the ball in 1.3 seconds. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I hope so. I just found out Kyle Pitts is out, right? So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing Njoku over Pitts this week, right? Does Mrs. Discord Dan know she's Mrs. Discord Dan now? Nah, she don't care, mate. You're going to do this shit, you're going to go to the office. Get out of the house. It's all right, no worries. That's what happened. This is why I'm here. I'm back at the office Friday night. Get out. You're going to do this podcast shit? Get out of the house. Go. All right, no worries. Calm down. It's Friday night. Put some bets on. No worries. Just chill. Not a problem. So Mrs. Discord don't care, mate. Mrs. Discord. Not a fan. That's all right. It's all good. Alternate afternoon game picks for Sunday's game. I think it's safe to say DJ Moore lower than 50.5 receiving yards versus San Francisco. 1, San Fran are ridiculous. 2, Baker Mayfield's just garbage. 3, you're hoping DJ Moore plays a team like the Giants every week. Those 3 things aren't going to happen. Well, at least the San Fran defense is going to turn up. Mayfield's still going to be trash. DJ Moore, he's not going anywhere, mate. It's tough. How do you waste such talent? Oh, my God. It's hard to think like that. Defense for Carolina could be something really good. McCaffrey, Moore, Anderson, when he wants to turn up, is solid. Not a Chenault guy, but, they got pieces there, and, my God, they're just finding ways to just screw it up. Yeah, let's hire Ben McAdoo. That's a great idea. The guy couldn't handle Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard. He couldn't handle Eli Manning. Just ridiculous. Ben McAdoo, yeah, that's a good idea. Also, like CD Lamb higher than 5 receptions against the Rams. I get it's the Rams, Jalen Rams. Yeah, I get it, but I think CD Lamb higher than 5 receptions is a bit of cake at the moment. It only helps him that Gallup's back. I hope Noah Brown's all right. If he's out there, even better. Dalton Schultz might turn up and tie his shoelaces up if he can get his head into it. I think that's an interesting premise too. I kind of think anyway. Evening picks. I kind of like, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I kind of like Joe Burrow over 290.5 total yards. 275.5 passing yards. Let's just dial it back a bit. 275.5 passing yards against Baltimore? What? 275.5 passing yards against Baltimore? We're going higher on Joe Burrow. 270.5. 275.5 passing yards. I think that's the easy way to do it. Baltimore, they're a very confusing team at the moment because I think Ryan, our mate Ryan, he said, Ryan Searfoss, old mate Fossey over here. Well, they've been behind for 11 seconds. Total? That's madness. That is absolute madness. So, I think I think when you look at it like that, Burrow's starting to hit his form. The Ravens are coughing up about 400 yards a game. Like Joe Burrow is not going to go for 275 and a half. 13-12. Yeah, it's about 315 yards a game. 315 yards a game. Yeah, Joe Burrow won't do that. Joe Burrow won't do that. Joe Burrow won't throw in prime time at Baltimore on a Ravens who just, Jeez Louise. What are they coming up with? Sometimes you see an edge. If that's the case, I feel pretty confident in saying confident. It's a clash between comfortable and confident. 71 and a half receiving yards for Jamar Chase. He's going to have one this week. I like it this week for him. I kind of feel like at this point of the season, they've been a little inconsistent. We could say that they had a rough start. The line didn't hold together. It almost looked like they were timid. It almost looked like they were timid to be what they were last year. And that's kind of weird to say because they absolutely reined it in on everyone. Last year, just for what it's worth, 10-8, 201 receiving yards against Baltimore last year. And another one with 125. The guy had around about 165 yards per game on average against the Ravens. They've given him 71 and a half. T. Higgins may or may not have a concussion still. I don't mind that one. What do you mean neither of us have been to? I've been to England. Going there in March as well. I won't ever tell anyone about it. I've been to England a few times, my friend. Been down to Southampton. Come on, you Saints. Something like that. Been to Old Trafford. Seen Man United play a Champions League game with that music plays. Oh, my God. Played Wolfsburg. Giggs scored, Carrick scored, and I think Jacko scored for Wolfsburg. Champions League music in the background, man. The hairs on your arm just stand up. Mental. Done a few tours, mate, my friend. I've done a few tours. Yeah, a bit of cake there. 24 completions should be all right. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, Jamie. I said Jacoby Brissett would go over 225 last week against Atlanta. They shut him down. Atlanta shut him down. I ain't getting on that one again. He's done it already. The charge of the top six at pace of play, which was, I get it. I hope he does. I think that's going to make it being a real entertaining game. If Myles Garrett plays as well, woo! What? Swear jar, Yeti? Swear jar. Put $1 in the swear jar, my friend. Champions League music would be pretty dope. I don't think Jeff can afford it because he's too busy not paying us from our royalties from Underdog. Promo code GF2, 100% matching deposit up to $100. Get amongst it. Find us on Discord, Going for Two server. Subscribe to YouTube. Hit those alerts. Find us in there. That's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. I don't mind it. At all. The last one I've got for you guys for the evening games, I think it's a bit of a lock. I'd like to think it's a bit of a lock. I like it. I think it's a bit of a lock. We're going to go with Lamar Jackson. We're going to stay away from the Kansas game. I do like Derek Carr for half interceptions. I do like it. I'm not going to lie to you. Anything anti-Derek Carr. If it says 1.5 passing touchdowns, lower. 207. No, he's all right. 7.5 rushing yards for Derek Carr. Whoa. I do love a quarterback rushing yard. Speaking of quarterback rushing yards, look, I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a bit of trouble without Rashad Bateman. We spoke about it on the Monday night show, and the doc kind of hammered down mid-foot sprain. Mid-foot sprain is always going to be that Liz Frank worry. What's he on the IR already, right? So the problem with that is you're losing your best receiver. You're hoping for Devin Duvernay to break one out of nowhere. DeMarcus Robinson, maybe. Maybe Isaiah Likely. Maybe for those deep GPP plays, he might be something. He might be priced down below 3K. So that could be interesting. Which, if you're watching the show tonight after here, Tim, Jeff, and Gerson, cash plays, GPP plays, 10:30 tonight. Armchair show. Get your DFS help. Followed by your Sunday show, Start and Sits with Gladys and the gang. Promos everywhere. Just whoring it out. I'm actually looking at one of the crazy, you'd think it should be hard for him to do. Lamar Jackson over, higher, 61.5 rushing yards. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to scoot. You're going to have to do it. 61.5 rushing yards for him. My dear God, I'm terrified for him. His line, they've been letting him down a little bit. Ronnie Staley, I don't know if he's in or out. We'll find out probably closer to the date. I hadn't seen anything today. No Justice Hill. No Rashad Bateman. Don't know who his second receiver is. You're going to have to run. 61.5 rush yards over. He's going over. He's going to go for at least 85, 90. He's going to have to absolutely crush this. He's going to have to. He don't have a choice. I'm going to plug Gladys if I want to, Jamie. If I say Gladys is on Sunday's show, Gladys on Sunday's show. That's how we roll here. Zach, Jamie, me, I know who you are. And Ben. Oh, Zach. Fantasy football's most eligible bachelor. He's got a cat and a dog. Ladies, get after him. Loves it. Illinois' favorite boy. You should stay tuned. You should stay tuned. Stay on. Literally, when I hang up, you got an hour. Just wait. Just stay on YouTube. Hit those alerts. Going for 2 live on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Find the alerts. Get notified when they go live. I mean, how can I forget Cover Zero? Fantastic. Not enough IDP content out there. Dynasty Saturday nights. Crushing Saturday nights. We own the Saturday night market. Come on, what is this? So that's what we're rolling with in the evening games. We're rolling with Joe Burrow. Higher than 275.5 passing yards. Jamar Chase higher than 71.5 rec yards. And we're going higher all over. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Lamar Jackson, 61.5 rush yards. I don't like doing the trifecta, but this one could go off. I'm hoping this one goes off. I mean, that's why it's a fantastic show to podcast too. Subscribe where you get your podcast. Podbean, Apple, Spotify, whatever. You listen to the show in the morning. Hear the dulcet tones of Gerson's voice just ringing in your ear. Find out who he's liking to play in GPP. Tim in his cash games. Jeff just talking about Jameis Winston again. That's what's going to happen. Is Jameis playing? Where is he? 5,500? I'm going to play him. Loves it. There we go. Absolutely killing it. Get amongst it. He knows. One more time. We're going to roll over these picks. Wow, look at him go. 30 minutes. Get around him. 30 minutes. What an effort. Before we get going, underdog.com. Play those daily best ball tournaments, weekly best ball tournaments. Hit your first deposit. Promo code GF2, 100% matching deposit up to $100. Get on it. Base picks for the morning. Marcus Mariota lower than 200.5. Passing yards down to 195.5. I'm still going lower because they're garbage. Analysis. Hashtag analysis. Mike Evans higher than 74.5 rec yards. 74.5 rec yards. Again, career average 82. Plus, he's probably the most likely to stay on the field the way that they're dropping like flies. Not great. Tom Brady higher than 273.5 passing yards. Going anti-running game here. Not working out for him. He's just going to start slinging it. Average of 45 pass attempts last 2 weeks straight. We're liking it. We're liking it. Also like Tyler Lockett at New Orleans, higher than 5 receptions. Average of 8 the last 3 weeks. Also averaging 91 yards per game too in that period of time. given 63.5 as well this week, so you can go higher on both if you feel comfortable. And as always, Evan Ingram lower. Doesn't matter what he is, lower. 27.5. There you go, lower. Afternoon game, we looked at Philly, Arizona. Again, GF2, promo code underdog.com. 100% matching up to $100. Dallas got it higher than 44.5 rec yards. Arizona they don't stop the tight end very well, do they? Zach Ertz lower than 42.5 rec yards. Again, roughly four receptions a game to the tight end. Philly giving up. Kyler Murray lower than 253.5 passing yards. Again, receivers are going over it for 12 for 139, roughly. It's not looking good. He might have under 200 passing yards. It might be a rough day for Kyler Murray against the Eagles. They're going to absolutely hammer them, I think. Again, also in the afternoon alternate game lines, DJ Moore lower than 50.5 rec yards against San Fran. CeeDee Lamb higher than 5 receptions against the Rams. You can book that. Yards might be a bit tricky, but it is what it is. Evening games, prime time, we're looking at Joe Burrow, 275.5 yards higher. That's what we're going for passing. Jamar Chase, 71.5 rec yards higher. And Lamar Jackson, the big one, 61.5 rushing yards. It's a dangerous one. It really is. But I'm going higher. He's going to do it. He's going to stretch one out. He's going to stretch one out. He's going to absolutely have one, Lamar Jackson, this way. I can feel it. High-scoring game somehow. No receivers. Doesn't matter. He's going to do it. Got to have the timer check, my man. Got to. This is correct. Although Kyle's never been to England. He hasn't been outside Alberta before, apparently. I don't know. It's kind of weird. You got good Tim Hortons, I think. I don't know. We got one around the corner. You don't have to comment on it, Kyle. I know. It's good. Timbits. Get amongst it. Anyways, that's it for me this week. Timer check. 31.56. Jeff still didn't even make it into the chat. Fearless leader Jeff. No music. Had to change the banner within the first 3 minutes because he left it up there. Unbelievable. 5 years service. Unbelievable. No music. No banner. Nothing. All good. One more time. Go to YouTube. Tell you what, don't mind a Canadian club. All right. Bit of lime. Either way. Go to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Find the alerts. When this show goes live every Friday, 8:30, get amongst it. Find us on Discord. I am Discord Dan. Hashtag Let's Ride. You can find me out there. Going for 2 server. It's fantastic. Get your start and sit advice. I'm not dancing in the dark. I gave you one Sawweetie. I gave it to you. That's it. You want to see it? Go back. You have to watch it from the beginning, which you can find on YouTube. Bang. Anyway, get to our Discord. Find us over there. No worries. Start sit advice, DFS advice, prop betting advice. Watch the guys tonight. DFS. 2 shows tomorrow night. You got your Dynasty show, IDP show. Obviously, Sunday morning. Get out there. Start sits with Jamie, Zach, Ben, everyone. Gladys too. Don't care if she's not on it. Gladys is on it. You're going to watch. You're going to like it. That's what's going to happen. You're going to tune in because I said Gladys is on it. That's it. Never enough. Get around it. Monday night show with the doc. Kyle, me and Gladys. Get your injury analysis as well. Find out, get the edge there. Find out when those injuries are happening. Find out what's actually happened. You know, because you want to know from a doctor what's happening after they get a scan. That's what you want to know. Not beforehand when we're guessing without a scan. Dr. Dickhead tells us otherwise. Either way. Underdog.com, GF2, 100% matching deposit up to $100. Oh, yeah. Got a Sawweetie reference in there, Jamie. If you know what that is, you ain't living. Either way. Doja Cat. Get amongst it. That's what I'm like. All about it. Don't ask how. My daughter, she's 5. She listens to the weird shit. Also, her birthday, she's 6. Should have got that one right. Happy birthday, darling. No worries. Enjoy tonight's show. Get your DFS info. $20 says I know where you stuck the stethoscope. Either way, we're going to call it a day for that. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. Get those props on. Get those props on. Have a look. Have a listen. Find out where the edge is.